Hey Taos, it's reporter Jesse Moya with your sneak peek for this week's edition of the Taos News. In education this week, local charter Taos International School has some tough time ahead for the future of the school. New Mexico Public Education Department Secretary Chris Ruskowski decided to uphold the decision of the Public Education Commission to not renew the charter for the school. School officials declined to comment on the situation, but New Mexico law does permit the school to appeal the state's decision to district court. Taos students are planning to take part in the nationwide effort against gun violence Friday by walking from their schools and joining with other students around the town. Students from 3 different schools will converge on the plaza to advocate for safer schools and an end to gun violence in schools. Administrators from some of the schools are giving students full support and are even saying they commend the students on their decision and efforts. School superintendents and charter school directors flocked to the Taos County Commission meeting Tuesday as word spread about possibly repurposing a tax that helps build and renovate school facilities. During this heated meeting, it became clear that while the community will eventually have to decide whether to keep that tax for schools or use it for something like the hospital, that is a conversation for years down the road. Reporter Cody Hooks brings us a story on the state of acequias and how local water users are feeling about the current drought and the long-term future of water sustainability from the Rio Hondo to the Rio Pueblo de Taos. On the crime beat, reporter John Miller wraps up the blitz of arrests for us on Thursday from Taos County sheriffs who picked up a number of fugitives this past week. It was a big week in the world of track. Taos student athletes broke several significant records this past week at the Maryland Spovita Meet of Champions. And there's a slew of other track athletes qualifying for major tournaments. Up in Cuesta, a much-anticipated baseball tournament got snowed out. How typical, right? No snow all winter, and then that. Anyways, we'll have more news on that on Thursday. Our health and fitness section profiles the art of practicing mindfulness, tools to help you stay in the moment for students, adults, and anyone seeking its health benefits. April is also Move More Month, and we give readers a list of tips on how to hit your stride. In Tempo, we feature the Taos Environmental Film Festival and its full schedule of award-winning films and other special events. Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Tamitha Jess is this year's featured poet at the annual Poetry and Jazz event. Local photo artist Gail Russell opens a new gallery, and a world-class harpist teams up with acoustic guitarist Chris Newman. Plus, our editorial cartoonist, Bill Barron, will have a solo art exhibit of his Western-style paintings at the Blumenshine Home and Museum. Finally, the National Weather Service reports a cold front heading our way, pushing the highs down to the 50s and 60s. And the Taos area could well see thunderstorms, rain, showers, or even some snow this weekend. Well, that about wraps it up for this sneak peek. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to pick up your copy of this week's Taos News.